Hey everyone, today in this video I want to start off by taking you a back to the past where around maybe spring or summer there was a whole news going around of the owner of TikTok being surrounded by Senate just getting yelled at about how dangerous and how malevolent TikTok is for the user safety and the data. Am I saying that word right? Malevolent?
Malevolent.
Yeah, close enough. And that's what you got. That's probably one of those, rare golden nuggets of news where, most stuff going on the internet or the word is just very boring. You watch a video about it and there's not much depth to go into. But with that whole, well, I think it was a 2-hour hearing, and you would think for the Senate of the US, they'd be more, more diplomatic, more, serious, trying to, hear him out and why, TikTok would be safe for the user. But my God, there were so many clips where, the question they asked them, it was so, they were twisting the way to make it seem like whatever answer he gives, no matter how simple it is, they would turn that and make it seem like TikTok is the worst thing you could possibly put on your phone.
The only face data that you get that we collect is when you use the filters to have, say, sunglasses on your face. We need to know where your eyes are. And
why do you need to know what the eyes are if you're not seeing if they're dilated?
But ironically, just old people not having a simple grasp, on what TikTok is, and just hearing one bad thing about it and just shifting their mind, you immediately hate it no matter what. But here's the thing, back then, even the idea of, getting TikTok banned, one of the biggest social media apps in the US as well, just sounded so absurd, you couldn't imagine actually happening until fast forward, where it really feels like something that could happen to live, where they passed a bill that contained a lot of laws, a bunch of other stuff, but right dead center was just that one law that wanted to ban TikTok, where it wasn't outright saying it should be taken off all app stores in the US for phones, but more so giving a really bad ultimatum that's kind of twisting TikTok's hand or ByteDance to basically take it down. And I'm pretty sure from what I've read, the two simple choices they gave for ByteDance is to, sell it within a year, either 9 months or a year, selling TikTok, probably the biggest app, not just for them, but for the whole world in general, or refusing that and just keeping it everywhere else apart from America. And to go back earlier to what I said, how it didn't seem that possible because it was so absurd, I also didn't really care because, I don't live in the US, so even if it was passed, jack shit for me. However, the more I saw about it, the US just in general would be one of the biggest pillar for TikTok's empire, where that by itself probably makes up for 5 other European countries. So with that in mind, having a huge sledgehammer of a ban coming right on it to not have it on any phones in our country, that'd be unimaginable. Which is why I can't really think of a reason of why they want to ban it. I'm pretty sure I heard them say how before, yeah, a lot of shit, but one of them was how saying how they don't believe that the user's data is very secure and it's just very simple to leak, where no matter what the CEO said, saying how the odds of that happening is very low, they couldn't give any less of a shit to hear him out. So from his perspective, being that antagonized by the Senate and having that horrible ultimatum that's kind of forcing him to just get it banned in the US, it's not hard to believe that they'll take it to court where the people there will at least be more civil and not just spew out just pure sanity, that 5-hour hearing. However, I did want to think for a little tiny second about the worst case scenario where maybe if they did sell it, I legitimately couldn't believe or think about how much that would cost or how much they could get money from it. Not just because of how huge TikTok is, duh, of course, but also how the algorithm, if they sold it, whatever app it was implemented into, it would clearly work and have a huge customer base behind it just using the app. Even though I can't lie, my For You page is so shit, I wouldn't care if it got sold out by someone else. And man, I love the fact that it was specifically Joe Biden that signed this bill that included one of the laws to ban TikTok. Legitimately the best example of a president that's so old, or maybe actually a little bit old and potentially senile. Don't attack me, all my American fans, but he really is the best example of some old president that has no idea, not just about TikTok, but just apps in general, where if you explain it to him the best way possible for an hour, he could not wrap his brain around it no matter what. So if you simply slid a piece of paper, a bill, for him to sign, he'd be oh, TikTok, I've heard of that. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. I want to watch cartoons. Take it down. That pressure was so good. I guess my last note for this idea or this story in general, until I revisit it later down the line, when TikTok may be actually banned or they find a new resolve to actually keep it in the US. But I will admit, I do all the people, that are somewhat worried that TikTok might be banned and they want to, post their favorite random TikToks that really aren't that popular, but they love deep down in their heart, and they post it on someone like Instagram, as a relic, or maybe as a petition to show why TikTok should not be banned, as a museum of culture, maybe. I don't know. It's just TikTok, but it is funny seeing people treat it that way somewhat, a little bit.